All right. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, my beautiful people. We are 1 week away from the long awaited The Fall Off album by J. Cole. This is crazy as far as I'm concerned. This is one of the most anticipated albums alongside Don't Be Dumb by A$AP Rocky that'll come out this year that we've known about. There may be a surprise Kendrick drop, there may be something else, who knows? However, this episode on this channel is going to be dedicated to the J. Cole The Fall Off, and as you guys can see by the thumbnail, the fall off is inevitable. He's been talking about this since 2016, which is crazy because back then he dropped 2 tracks that were meant to be on this specific album. And as you guys can see on my ceiling slash roof, whatever you want to call it, the ceiling, I have KOD. And this specific album, there was a song called 1985, and it was the intro to the fall off, and it was like in parentheses with quotation marks. The crazy part is that a lot of the times, this dude isn't just doing this unintentionally. This dude being J. Cole. My boy is out here doing stuff for us to acknowledge that it's for a certain reason. That's why the off season was him kind of, even in the documentary that you see that he did, it's like a 15-minute documentary. I'll try to link it down below. You can see that he does these little 7-minute drills, which is eventually what we would end up seeing happen to Kendrick, which is the shots that he took at him, which was a title track called 7-Minute Drill. He spent 7 minutes trying to write down certain things, whether it be a premise of a song, an idea that just came to him. He has these certain like drills that he likes to do, kind of like a basketball player or any athlete, as a matter of fact. I think that he does this in order to better his craft, and I'm hoping, from what I've seen, the title tracks and stuff that he's released, such as the ones that were anticipated before For Your Eyes Only, such as False Prophets, which is the one that he's talking about Kanye, very, very relevant at the moment, and Everybody Dies, which I think is pretty cool because you could see how even back then he was trying to practice his penmanship with the 7-minute drills like I was just mentioning. And on top of that, the 2 tracks that we got as a Lewis Street, I think it was called the Lewis Street pack, he ended up doing the Lion King on Ice, and he ended up doing the Climb Back, and those were intended for the fall off. However, we never ended up getting the fall off. It was highly anticipated. I believe we would have gotten it had there not been any beef between Kendrick, Drake, and J. Cole. However, as we all know, history has told us that Kendrick heard First Person Shooter, which is a J. Cole feature with Drake, and they were supposedly as big as the Super Bowl. That was one of the major points that they was saying on the song. And the crazy part is that I'm pretty sure, I don't know, because it was these 3 grown men, I'm not part of their business, but I'm pretty sure that there was some discussion about maybe Kendrick being featured on the song, which is why J. Cole references that there was going to be them as big as the Super Bowl. It's like them 3, so I don't know. That's why Kendrick hop on like that. The whole beef started, then the Super Bowl drama. None the wiser. J. Cole ended up getting away from it at the Dreamville Fest long time ago, and ever since then, there hasn't been a track or anything that he's done that has been significant enough besides the January 28th, which was just his birthday. Happy birthday, Cole. It just passed on January 28th, so he dropped a little 4-pack with the Blizzard pack. I thought it was pretty cool. A lot of raw beats, a lot of great things to expect from the off season going into the fall off era. And on top of that, I mentioned in my previous video, or like 3-4 videos ago now, which was referencing J. Cole, that he had this specific roadmap, and I pulled up a picture on my phone so that way you guys could see, because I had it saved back then. He ended up dropping it on Instagram, and he's like, we gotta do it. It was features, Revenge of the Dreamers 3, which was amazing. We ended up seeing the documentary, and then on top of that, we saw the off season, which was a great send off. Then we saw Might Delete Later, which was not on the roadmap, and then we saw It's a Boy, and the fall off had not been crossed off. A lot of people have been seeing on Instagram, TikTok, whatever it may be, that there's actually going to be maybe 4 discs with the vinyl, meaning that there might be side A, side B, side C, side D, and then you might even get 2 more vinyls as the continuation of the alphabet goes. I don't want to bore you guys to death with me telling you the alphabet, but yes, you might get 4 sides, and it might be A, B, and then it flips on every single one. So I think that's going to be amazing. If it is a specific thing, this dude that I saw on TikTok or Instagram, I forgot, I'm going to try to mention his name if I ever do find it, but he was talking about how these specific things, It's a Boy, is referencing how he wants to have an iconic album, and I'm pretty sure that guy might be spot on. A lot of the albums that we do see that have like little kids on the cover, such as B.I.G's, the Notorious B.I.G., I think he wants to make an iconic album such as that one, where it's like him being a little kid and growing up with the beats. That's why he's revisiting like the first ever, I think, track he ever did and freestyle at 15. He's revisiting that at 41 with the same beat, just a different mindset. So I think it's amazing. I'm super excited. We are 1 week away. Let me know what you guys think about what's to come. I think it's gonna be crazy. Let me just spitball some facts. I have the off-season vinyl, but I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I got a little lazy, and I have my whole collection like put away, so I didn't want to bring it out. So I'm gonna just spitball you some facts. At the date, May 14, 2021, it was his 6th studio album, which is the off-season, like I was mentioning, and it sold 282,000 units, which was the biggest release of the year at that time. So we're talking about 5 years ago. Who is to know that this may be the biggest, one of the biggest, if not the biggest release this year if other people don't release. And on top of that, he also got 322.5 million on-demand streams, which was the most at the time of the release, which I think is amazing. You know, a lot of people, they really want to listen to Cole, and Cole, when he is going to drop something similar to other artists that are his peers, he drops it with consideration of the listener. So he's not going to deliver you no boof, you know. He's not delivering like 6-pack of ass. Hopefully, you know, I'm hoping he drops consistent work. And to me, the off season had a lot of what I appreciated off of Born Sinner, but a lot more concise. And I would say that I'm just more excited towards the era that is to come for him, because this might be his retirement, you know. So if it is, I'm very thankful that I was able to grow up with J. Cole, learning about everything that he's done and the business moves that he's also done. So I really appreciate it, and I'm very excited for the next week, whether it be new teasers on the Instagram that he has, the new Instagram account being, and yeah, don't want to bore you guys to death with this. I'm just very excited. I wanted to ramble on about it, but yeah, very thankful for it. I'm very excited. Hopefully it goes great, and I mean, I'm gonna comment back in like 2 weeks, future me, and will be like, hey, this album is amazing. I'm predicting it to be great, but I don't know yet because it hasn't been released. Hopefully the future people who see this video will let me know what's up. And yeah, I appreciate you guys for tuning in. Love you guys. Take care. The fall off is inevitable. 1 week timer starts right now. Appreciate you guys. Love you guys. Deuces.